everyone. So this video might be a little bit more on the serious side, but only because it's something that I've really been wanting to talk about on this channel for quite some time now, and I've never really had the courage to do it, but I thought this would be a good time to just get it all out in the open and just talk about it for once. So I don't usually post about stuff like this on social media, but I have really bad anxiety. And I was diagnosed in like the 6th grade, and I've had it ever since. I do take medication for it now though, which is probably a good thing, because if I didn't, I would be crying like every day, but luckily I no longer do that, so it's good. But yes, no matter how many pills they give me, I still have super bad anxiety. So, on that note, I have little tips and tricks that I do for myself that helps me personally cope with my anxiety. I thought I'd share them with you because I know there are a lot of people in this world who deal with it and they don't really think it's a big deal, but for me it's a huge deal because it's a part of who I am and it's a part of my personality now. So I thought I would give you guys some tips and tricks to sort of calm yourself, whether you're having a panic attack or a depressive episode. Just little things that help me remember that that I'm human and that it's normal, and just to calm my nerves. So let's get started. Alright, so the first one that I have listed is reading. I am a bookworm, as stated in my last video, and I love to read. And whenever I read a book, it helps me forget about my personal problems and sort of focuses my attention on, a fictional world that is probably a lot worse than my situation. So just being in that realm, even if it's only for a short amount of time, really helps my mental state be like, okay, you know what, you're not that bad off, you're fine. You could be set in an arena with 23 other kids and they're all trying to kill you, so you're okay. So yeah, I think that is really a big one. The next one I have listed is writing. Now, this might not be for all people, but writing is definitely something that I do quite often. I actually have a journal that I fill with my personal thoughts, ideas, and everything, like, all the time. Like, I write as much as I can, but not just because I want to remember what my life is like now in, like, 10, 20 years from now, but it's also because writing down how I'm feeling really helps me, like, reassess how my life is going. And so whether something bad just happened or something good just happened, I'll write it down and I'll be like, okay, this is what's happening and this is what I think about it. Great, so this next one is talking to a friend or family member that you trust. And I think this one is definitely one of the ones I have to sort of force myself to do, because if anybody's a lot like me, and I hope that nobody really is like this because it's not good for you, but basically what I do is I contain my feelings inside of me until I burst, and it's called like bottling up your emotions or whatever. And so I really get scared whenever I have to talk to like my mom or my dad or my best friend like about what's going on in my life, because it's just so much to take in for me. And also I have this huge fear that like if I tell somebody something about myself that they'll sort of just like run away from me and, leave me, which I hope would never happen, but it has happened. So that's why I'm very anxious about who I talk to about what. So I think it's just really hard to reach out and talk to somebody. But once I do talk to somebody, it does really help, because just getting my emotions out there and just being able to bond with somebody like that is definitely very important. That any relationship you have with another human being should be like. You should be able to go and talk to them, and you should be able to go and trust them, because, you only meet so many people in your life, and oftentimes they're going to have a huge influence on who you are. And I think that that's really important to make that connection with somebody, even if it's, not even that big. Like, oh, hey, you like the color purple? Me too, let's be friends. Like, just something as simple as that, and just sort of talking, it's good for you, and you need to do it. And that's something I really need to work on, but I try my best. So my fourth one is going on walks. This one, I don't know why I like walking around in my boring neighborhood, but I do, and I think I've always really loved nature, and so like just sort of taking a second and going outside and just remembering that, you know, this world is here for us and we have to enjoy it. No, not have to, but it's good if you do enjoy it. And just sort of being able to contemplate what I'm anxious about and deciding on whether it's really important or not. And so just going out and walking. It's also a great exercise, so it's got 2 bonuses. Is having a good long cry. Now, I know this probably sounds kind of stupid, but whenever I cry, it really helps me. So it's just nice to be able to sit down and crying. Like, there's nothing bad about crying, and I don't see why society makes it like such an awful thing, because it's not. Like, everybody cries at least once in their life, whether you fell and skinned your knee or you're anxious about a test you're taking tomorrow. Like, literally everybody cries. And so I usually cry alone, but I mean, you don't have to. If you get together with some friends and you're all anxious about something, just all sit down and cry together. I've done that before and it really felt good. So yeah, crying is important. You must cry because crying helps you get all of those emotions out and just lets you take a breather. And once you cry, you usually feel pretty good about yourself because you've let out all of that anxiety and anger and frustration and sadness and depression is what I meant to say. You just let it all out. And I personally don't mind crying, and I admit I cry often. I cry a lot, probably more than the average human, but it helps me. So those are all of my anxiety tips and tricks to help you. I hope that some of these are useful, and if not, I'm sorry, but I'm not very good at giving advice. But I just wanted to let all of you know that if you ever feel anxious about something, or you're nervous, or, I don't know, depressed, just please feel free to reach out to me, whether it's in this video on this YouTube channel or, you know, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my Wattpad are all down below. So if you want to click the link and send me a DM, then I'd be happy to read them and help you in as much as, in any way I can, because I know how hard it is to go through stuff like this, and I want to be able to help as many people as I can, because I honestly really like helping people, and it makes me feel good on the inside. So let me help you if you need help. So that being said, if you've got any problem, I mean, I'm always up to talk about it, because I know that in life there's lots of people and sometimes you can feel overwhelmed, and I want to be one of those people who is able to give in any way I can. So yeah, always feel free to hit me up. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and please give this video a thumbs up if it helped you or just made you smile or made you feel good on the inside. I don't really care. And yeah, I hope to see you guys all in my next week's video. Bye! Okay.